This really is one of the this is one of the 2 time loops that showed how corruptible Mammy could be. The other one, of course, where she shot everyone the moment that she found out what magical girls become. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we're back with another episode of Madoka Magica. Sorry, Magia record. I was looking at the name on the overlay. I guess at some point I could have asked the artist to just, change the logo or something. I'm an idiot. We're back with another episode of Magia record. Season 2, in fact. You think I'd stop making this mistake or reference. Anyway, we come back as we normally do with notes and a board. The board is going to be like one thing, but let's pop over to it anyway. The board changelog is simply that I connected Sakura to Sana with a green line. There's obviously some other stuff happening, but character relationship-wise, I don't think anything changes anything. Like Yui doing her weird thing that she's doing is just a thing that she's doing, right? Everyone is still in the same groups. Technically, I guess I could change Nemu and Toka to antagonistic with certain people, but they're doing that on a group level versus everyone else doing stuff on a personal level, so it's kind of hard to... I hope you know what I'm saying. Anyway, to notes, which again isn't going to be as much as it's been usually, I don't think, because I just had understanding of what's going on elements. So the opening bit that looked like a YouTube page, the YouTube was titled The End of Loneliness 3 by Sana Futaba, subtitle I Have a Dream. The videos on the side were Aroa-san, I-chan 3, The End of Loneliness 2, I-chan 2, I-chan 1, The End of Loneliness 1, and 2 Untitled. I think they actually had names. I think maybe my translator put Untitled for them. I don't know. Obviously, these are from The Endless Solitude and The Electric Girl, assuming that assuming that was I and not Sana, as these are Sana's memories. I think anyway. For a moment, I might have suspected that they were Sana's collection of I's memories. But why would I have memories of Aroa? Makes more sense for them to be Sana's memories. Them not knowing how taking on the Walpurgis will affect Kamihama City, and my past theory about Kamihama City already being in ruins, might be coming to a head. It might be that all the visions of Kamihama in ruins were just hints to what is to come. A vision of what will be before it happened. As much as Mifuyu seemed to understand what was going on with Yui, I gotta admit, I really didn't. I think during the reaction, I thought it was Rina disguised as Yui for a bit, then couldn't explain the green characters and projections rising from the floor along with her. I mean, best guess, she's gotten depressed and is on the verge of becoming a witch. I don't recall her having a doppel or using it before, so wouldn't make sense for her to be wouldn't make sense for her to be doppel burnt out like Kade yet. We do see similar characters showing up around the Magia symbol that everyone has, so could be a sign that all of them are going to have something happen to them. Maybe the leaders are about to sacrifice everyone for this embryo thing. They talk about harvesting every witch, and they got a whole thing going on downstairs. But technically, every magical girl is also just a witch waiting to happen. And if they are already harvesting the families of their wings, then why not their wings too? We know how much power it took for Madoka to take out the Walpurgis and solve the witch problem for good. Of the Magia's leaders, if the Magia's leaders, are as smart as they want to appear, they could be sacrificing everything to create an equivalent amount of power. Like, they're not making an equivalent amount of power to Madoka, because I don't know Madoka or anything like that. but they could know the amount of power that they need, and they're sacrificing everything that they've got to reach that amount of power. The crazy thing about Koru imploring Aroa to let her go along is that from the start of Magia Record, Aroa wanted Kuru to be her friend, and then Kuru just vanished, apparently running off to Kamihama. So this whole "I actually felt like your friend" business is so over the top for a situation where Aroa would so easily just be her friend without it. I mean, I wrote that, and then literally Aroa grabs her by the hand and says, "I'm so happy." So proven right within seconds. The extraction of emotions to raise witches is even worse after reading the sign that says affiliates/family evacuation center, implying that the Magias are asking you to bring your loved ones to them, and then draining them of their emotional energy for their plans. I mean, the person the person tells Sana it's not painful, just a little unpleasant. Remember that negative emotions are the things that witches are created by. Anger and loathing, most of all, we've seen so far. So Alina has surrounded herself with manga. My translator, Google Translate, says it's either magical Yukirin or magical giraffe. I doubt the translator is doing good work. For a second, I thought it was going to be meta, and she was reading Madoka Magica herself, which, by the way, would be amazing if Alina is actually from outside the realm of what's going on. So she just entered the Madoka Magica manga. I would have loved that. She's an interesting looking character. Sometimes she disappoints a little bit on how interesting she actually is, but that would have paid it all off for me. A confusing dub difference. Sana talking to Mafuyu begs her to tell them what she knows, and in English, the dub, she says, "You must know something as a coordinator," implying that Mitama isn't the coordinator, but just one of many coordinators. The book Nemo reads to move Fenthope to Daito Ward is called Magia Record, the name of the show. That's got to be a big reveal of some type. I mean, it seems like she's commanding everything to happen. What if she's just reading what will happen, like Never-Ending Story style? I don't know if that's a reference that's going to even play anymore. I'm old. My final note here. The after credits thing suggests that they are summoning the Walpurgis with a rumor. Also, if done so, it will destroy all of creation, and the Magias know this. It seems like the plan is to destroy reality and make it again. I guess kind of like the way that Madoka went back in time and removed witches from existing, or all along the timeline, which created a brand new world sort of thing. It just feels very much more implied that the Walpurgis will destroy, or what they're doing will destroy everything, and that they just plan to remake everything. I guess it technically would be the equivalent amount of power to change a timeline versus remaking a timeline, right? I have no idea. The fact that the God, I haven't said their name, Kyobi. I haven't said their name in forever. I just forgot Kyobi's name. But their whole thing is we're generating power off of human emotion. Never made any sense. I think I explained this back in Madoka Magica. Human emotion is a biochemistry thing. There's no way that you can equate a human battery, the Matrix style, to like a nuclear reactor. More power is made doing the thing that grants wishes than puberty emotions. It's so fucking weird. Anyway, those are my notes, so there's really nothing left to do here but to hop on in and see what we get.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Oh, right. I'm like, did I go the wrong episode? I forgot that she was holding everyone off. Again, these weird, like, holograph things. Past is calling to you. The one who knows didn't read that fast enough. The rails of fate run from your past. Again, what I was talking about with Yui and all the stuff floating around her. And then the witches come in, they look like holograph things too. And now this? Is it Doppel stuff? Oh, did we see one of the Doppel isolation chamber things crack? No, it very much seems like it's something from her history. Obviously, also, now that book that makes me think that must be the Magia record opening, which causes everything to happen here. You think Yui may have written the Magia record, and that's what... I'm still trying to solve for Yui. I was even thinking, when I was rewatching the episode to take my notes, it's been a while since I referenced Yui. Because it seems like that's something that this show does, is that there's one plot point that we're following for a bit, and then we move on to another plot point, and then in somewhere near the end or the middle of that new plot, we get referenced back to the thing we were doing a moment ago. It's like, oh, did you forget? It's like, oh god, I did. We've been focused on this thing. Even more so on like a week-to-week basis, instead of like, say a syndicated 5 days a week show. I'm assuming this was never like that, though. This is probably a week-to-week thing. But now, sorry, I forgot where I was at. There was a thing. Oh, Ui. What the fuck happened to Ui? The fact that these two should remember, Iroha. One of them does, the other one doesn't. Neither of them seem to... well, I don't know that Nemu recalls Ui or not. She didn't bring her up, but she brings up Iroha. At the same time, Toka doesn't know who he is. There's 4 chairs at the tree, though. I hate that. Looks like human fucking mouth. I mean, you would imply that you didn't know anything, and that they weren't telling you anything. It's also the that I think like Fuyu looks like she's like 14 years old, and it looks like she's drunk. Yeah, it's a giant fucking moth with a human mouth. Ah, man. Is it like regrets? We're seeing ghosts of the past? But not everybody. They didn't seem to see that. Fuyu couldn't have seen it. She's looking the other way. Okay, that must be the thing. We're seeing ghosts. These aren't witches, these are ghosts. That might be a rumor doing it, though. Because remember, we merged 2 rumors together, Fenthope and whatever the amusement park was called. We're finally getting to the Ui thing, as per the thing I was talking about in the opening. Also, the element that we can merge rumors means that this could be the stairs thing. Did we lose Ui to the stairs? Is that it? And remember, Madoka and gang are in Kamihama. Whatever the hell's going on here, they gotta be experiencing. All the unaligned magical girls that we haven't met yet. Cool. That's a cool look. I'm guessing these are characters from the game. Nachio's the first one to meet Madoka. Of course, my girl there in the background saying nothing.
神浜に魔女を呼び集めていると。ええ、奴らは多くの魔法少女たちを使って分断と混乱を引き起こそうとしている。どうしてそんなことに？みんな騙されているのよ。マギウスは自分たちに従えば魔女にならずに済むと吹聴して回ってるから。
And remember, this is nobody's ultimate form, except for maybe Sayaka, who may be more powerful than she is before she gets witched off. Still gonna answer that question. What the hell is baby Hyobi about? Yeah, there's definitely repeats. The witches, I mean, the whole we've been cloning witches seems to be in play here too.
急がないと。さやかちゃん、マミさんはマギウスにいたんだよね。うん。だったら私たちの行き先も目的も。八千代さん、私たちも一緒に行きます。巴さんから殺されかけたこと、忘れたわけじゃないわよね。
Yeah, I mean, the element that is Mamie actually dead, but does it actually matter? Because we can time loop again. This is just one failed time loop. This really is one of the this is one of the two time loops that showed how corruptible Mamie could be. The other one, of course, where she shot everyone the moment that she found out what magical girls become. Remember their stack of books back at the hospital catching fire because of their hubris? Signs of the future. I mean, it really feels like they're at the point of no return. They're burning out their wings families, for God's sakes.
私はそんなこと望んでいません。鶴野さん、一緒に。
Well, there's those green characters again. There's that rumor. The one that they merged this Ben Hope with. Still not exactly sure what happened to Yui, though. Is the rumor that they merged would take her over and make her become like a robot? The one you're currently in? I guess that explains that amusement park that they made in their hospital room. What the hell is your plan for all this? Again, she just becomes like the most interesting character in this sideshow thing that we're doing. I can't imagine what she's like in the game. I guess this is all gonna have to wrap up when Yachio and gang finally arrive. And that was obviously the sisters, twins, whatever they are. You know my girl knows the Walpurgis is coming. She's just still hiding that. Also, imagine Madoka's family in this reality. She's just fucking missing. She didn't even run out from the, sorry, the place they hid from the storm last time. Okay, now we're revealing. I don't know. Kamihama has an army of witches. I meant to say magical girls, although they're also stronger than the magical girls that we see fighting in Madoka Magica. Well, clearly we know it's not going to happen. This is a failed side story. Not a failed side story. Failed timeline. It's such a weird show to watch if you ever watched Madoka Magica itself. You have no idea what these people are or what they're up to.
なところで何してたわけ？
私、あのお城に行きたくて。
Just having sideline for a conversation?
そうですけど、それでも今何もできなかったらまた後悔しちゃう。
本気？独りよがりにヒーローごっこ
Who made these posters?
には見えないけどね。
あの子たちを助けられるのは私
It's the Magia symbol, so why does it say hypocrite
マ
girls?
ギウスのガキと知り合いなの？
ネムちゃんたちを知ってるんですか？
うわー、ニコ様。私はあいつらの計画が失敗しやがれって思ってるだけ。
それも多分何かを間違ってしまって。だから。
You know, I know the camera's pointed at it, but I almost missed the remember your wishes and sins line.
動きやすくなるだろう。
でも、
さくら京子。
玉木、
And Sakura just makes friends so much easier in this side story than she did in the original timeline. That is fucking awesome. I mean, you could just, like, get out of the car and Quicksilver this. Exactly. I mean, technically, you could just all join hands, and you could walk your way up to Nemu and Toka. Just restart time in their room. Somehow I doubt they have any power to do anything to a time stop. And she talks like Kyobi talks.
八千代さん、近くにいるんですか？ええ、でもそう簡単には入れてもらえそうにないけど。わかりました。私が門を開けます。落ち着きなさい。あなた一人じゃ危険すぎるわ。もたもたしてたら誰も助けられなくなっちゃう。
So how are they selecting who they talk to? I just remember back in the day when Kyobi was doing it, it was like everybody. You'd think you'd be hearing like 1,000 voices all on the same line.
あの子を信じさせて。門を開けてください。え？そんな命令聞いていませんが。私が今命令したんです。急いで急ぎなさい。わかりました。
Fair enough. Who questions orders around here? Bitch, you don't even have a face. You're not my enemy here. Oh, right. I'm like, who the fuck is Chucky out here?
まだ死んでないです。さくら。
言ってる場合かよ。一旦引くぞ。おいバカ、何のつもりだ。
私だってたった一つの願いと引き換えに魔法少女になったんです。
So, you know,
私は知りたい。
people out there are actually waiting. Also, does that mean Yui is a Roa? They don't have that. They don't have that where I come from. Oh, can you imagine? Oh, they combine. The sentences combine. Can you imagine an empowered Madoka? Ooh. Or an empowered Akemi? I mean, she has to hold your hand anyway to keep you in the loop. So I'm just now imagining Nemu in Toka's beer. Somebody with a license.
お邪魔します。すごく目立っちゃったね。八千代さん。イロハ、助かったわ。いえ、さくらさんのおかげで。はじめまして。
That's what's weird that they're translating to Uwasa, because Uwasa is what they call it in the dub. And they keep translating it to rumor here. Well, she's still alive. Oh, cool. We have both groups have a team member to fight. I feel like I'm being hypnotized. Sound just cuts out all of a sudden. Okay. That was a really fun episode, although it's still a bit confusing. I still don't know what the hell is happening with Yui. I don't know that I'm expected to, though. The fact that she has that, like, weird, God, I don't know, like, error effect on her that makes her look holographic. I just don't know. It'd be a total guess, even if I came up with one, and I don't have one. She's not totally like the way that the witches are appearing, so I don't think I was right about that one. And also the element of maybe she's dead. Maybe she's dead. Maybe Mammy's dead. Maybe she's dead. I don't know when she would have died. But the element that we're seeing what seems to be visions of dead people, at least to Kuro and Mufuyu, assuming that's what they are, and that Yui could be like that with Mammy didn't have that thing going on though with her, so she could just be alive. I don't know. And I certainly don't know what Nemu and Toka's actual plan is anymore. None of this whole fortress shit makes much sense. I guess Aroa's the only one who's really safe here, because she has Aroa and Akemi. A recording of what?
君はどう思う？魔法少女は救われちゃいけないのかな？そんなわけがないよ。でも私たちは僕たちは救われないといけない。
Oh, she knows Nemu.
僕たちはみんな解放を必要としているんだ。
That did not tell me anything. It's interesting. I mean, it's a line for the board. It's a definite change. Well, we already knew this would be a definite change. The whole Madoka team just showed up and met the whole Aroa team. So, yeah. I guess it just implies that maybe Nemu, being the genius that she is and the creator of the Awasa, or rumors, as we've been calling them, has done something. Or Toga has messed with Nemu's connection to Yui somehow. I don't know. Like I said, it's all up in the air. But as I said before, what this implies to a third season, which there is one, like, is the third. We're getting the Avengers moment. Like, this is the Avengers moment where all the characters from the side story have met all of the characters from the main story. And now they're doing the team up. This is the Fight New York moment. And we still have episodes left in this season. So, what do we do with the third season? You know, this is I know we're not at the point here. There's questions here that need to be answered. And I don't know why my mind's wandering that there maybe Yui. Maybe we solve for Ui in the third season. Because it just feels like we're here at the moment This is like episode 11, 12 of Madoka Magica. We're about to solve the witch problem. Akemi's story's coming to a head. Madoka's gonna do her thing. We're about to solve for the Doppels, the witch thing, the Walpurgis. It's all coming around. What are we doing? What's gonna happen here that needs a season 3? Maybe we don't need a season 3. Maybe season 3 is just icing on the cake, right? I have no idea. I mean, let's focus on the things we need answers for. How do we get Mammy back? Or do we, right? This is a failed timeline. People can die. It doesn't matter. The only person who, I don't want to say the only person who matters. I was saying before, the end credit thing, Aroa has the tree that can bring her back, so she's probably safe. You know, unless Nemu dies, in which case all the Owasa go away, I assume. And Akemi, who can just go back, right? So, Akemi's really the only one that really matters here. Because if Akemi dies here, I don't know how all the other timelines happen. Akemi can't die here. Legitimately, the only one who's effectively immortal in this storyline is Akemi, because we know she goes on to the main story. Mammy's been killed in previous timelines, Sakura's been killed in previous timelines, Sayaka's been killed in previous... Madoka's been killed in every timeline. That's the main reason Akemi rewinds. So, wouldn't be a surprise if any of them... Well, it would be a surprise to see Madoka die, because it's always a surprise to see Madoka die. It would be a surprise to watch any of the side story people die. Yachio, Iroha, there's a lot of them. Felicia, Sana. Not going to go over them all because I can't remember them all off the top of my head without looking at the board. But the point being, it would be a surprise to see them die, because unlike the side story deaths from Madoka Magica, we've not seen any of these people die before. It would be the first time ever seeing them die. And, you know, there's also the fact that we'll probably never see them come back. Unless... that could be the thing. That we fail here, and season 3 is Akemi rewinding time and trying the Magius thing again from a different vector or whatever. Technically, with Akemi, we have an infinite time to try these things out. The only thing differing against that is my thought process that the possibility exists that, but the Magius only happened once. That they're like a blip in the many worlds timeline thing. It's very ironic that I'm bringing this up, having just reacted to Nausea, which just went over the multiple timelines thing for its own time travel shenanigans. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess the only way to know is by watching, which is what we're doing. So, I guess that's where my thought process ends here, because otherwise it's going to be ramble in the notes anyway next time, so let's leave that to the ramble in the notes next time. So, once again, I have been Theta, this has been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you, as mentioned, next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?